In a few words, my intention was to make a memory of Cambridge that I could share with other people. My inspiration comes from the power that photography possesses to capture a memory in time. With this project, I want to recreate familiarity for the viewer to be recognized in the place, the person, or in the best scenario, both of them. Sharing a memory of people who makes Cambridge such a special place is an experiment for people to try and stop time and maybe remember something about the place or the people. Cambridge Characters is not about homeless people or crazy people. It is about people who makes Cambridge such a unique place. I tried to capture these pictures to tell a story of the city, relating them to each other in a similar composition. Vanishing lines receding towards the middle point within the frame and horizontal lines near the waist. This was to give the viewer a better perspective of the background and therefore a better feeling of space, enhanced by a shallow depth of focus. I tried to photograph the most characteristic places when I could choose myself the location, and I took care of avoiding any other people within the frame to try to recreate a feeling of the model being the only one in that place. I also tried to capture these people in their most characteristic facial expressions. With regard to this, I pushed every limit to get to know that person enough before taking his or her photograph. Bearing in mind their popularity, I carried away a local survey to find out who were the distinctive people of Cambridge that I didn't yet know or had seen during 5 years that I had lived in the city. After about a year of looking for these unique people, I managed to photograph 14 different portraits. I hope that as a result, viewers who are familiar with Cambridge will recognize some of the faces or stories. These days in the field of contemporary photography, picture's first impression is to be taken as an inaccurate statement of reality transformed by the artist's mind and hands. As opposed to pictures, memories are always true and part of our life, and when we remember them, they come to our mind in a story embraced in time, more similar to a video that seems to escape the stiffness of the still image. In order to shorten that gap between the moving and the still image, I am collecting questions from people who have seen or heard of the characters and wants to know something about them. This is probably the best way to describe the concept behind my project, but it would leave aside my fascination of how much value we can give to a piece of paper and how we can feel ourselves with emotion when looking at a photograph.